Welcome back, my friends. Tonight I'll take you into the twisted and haunting world of Longlegs, a film steeped in occult horror and chilling family secrets. Starring Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe, this story is a relentless dive into the darkness of generational trauma and moral compromise. Let's explore this sinister tale together. So sit back, relax, and let my voice guide you. Our story opens in Oregon during the early 1970s. It's winter, and the snow blankets a quiet suburban street. A young girl plays outside, her breath forming clouds in the frosty air. From the shadows, a figure emerges. A gaunt, pale man with stringy hair and a sinister energy. This man speaks to the girl with unsettling enthusiasm. He calls her the almost birthday girl and claims he's made a special effort to be there.
It seems I wore my long legs today. What happens if I...
The scene cuts abruptly to black. This moment is key, though its full implications aren't revealed until much later. Fast forward 20 years. Lee Harker, now an FBI agent, is assigned to canvass a suburban neighborhood alongside her partner, Agent Fisk. They're searching for a suspect in a string of murders tied to satanic rituals. Lee, guided by her sharp instincts, identifies the suspect's house. But when Fisk impatiently knocks on the door, the suspect shoots him dead. Acting quickly, Lee apprehends the killer herself. Following this, Lee undergoes testing at the Bureau. Her boss, Agent Carter, believes she may have latent psychic abilities, which he sees as a potential edge in solving complex cases. Though not fully psychic, her results are impressive enough for Carter to assign her the infamous Longlegs case. The Longlegs murders span decades, with a haunting signature. In each case, a father murders his family before taking his own life. Cryptic notes with satanic symbols and coded messages are left behind, all signed Longlegs. One night, while reviewing case files in her secluded cabin, Lee hears a loud knock at the door. When she opens it, no one is there. She goes outside to investigate. In the distance behind Lee, we can see a figure enter the home. Lee turns around to a noise in the home and she heads back inside. On high alert, she checks to see where the intruder is. Unfortunately, there is no sign of anyone, but an envelope has been left behind. The message on the envelope reads, "Do not open until January 14th. Unable to resist, Lee opens the envelope immediately. Inside, she finds a birthday card addressed to a 9-year-old girl. The card is filled with cryptic symbols and a coded message referencing a verse from the Book of Revelation. I stood upon the sand of the sea. The cryptic note also includes a chilling threat of violence. Lee studies the card intensely, cross-referencing it with evidence from the Longlegs case. She notices a pattern. All the victims were young girls born on the 14th of the month. This revelation intensifies Lee's determination to uncover the truth behind Longlegs' methodology. The case takes an even darker turn when Lee and Carter visit the site of another murder. Inside a barn, they discover a lifelike doll resembling the family's young daughter. The doll is unnervingly realistic, its eyes almost appearing to follow them. When the doll is sent to a coroner for analysis, it is revealed to contain a metallic ball embedded in its head. This ball emits static noise, which triggers horrifying visions for those who listen closely. The coroner describes the sensation as if the doll itself were alive, carrying an aura of malevolence. Her latest lead takes her to Carrie Ann Camera, the sole survivor of one such tragedy at the barn. Carrie Ann had been catatonic for years, but has recently begun speaking after a visit from Longlegs himself. When Lee meets her, Carrie Ann's demeanor is unnervingly calm. "My father was a good man," she begins, her voice devoid of emotion. "He loved us. He didn't want to do it, but he had to." She describes in chilling detail how her father murdered their family under Longlegs' influence. The flashback she recounts shows the moment her father received a doll, seemingly innocuous, but with a sinister presence. The doll appears in the background as the tragedy unfolds, its lifeless eyes watching as the family descends into horror. "Longlegs cured me," Carrie Ann adds, her tone shifting to a strange reverence. "He said it was for my birthday. I'd do anything he asked, even kill." Her cryptic words leave Lee shaken and add a layer of psychological manipulation to Longlegs' methods. The connection to Ruth. As Lee digs deeper into the case, her boss, Agent Carter, begins to grow skeptical. "This case is going too well," he tells her, revealing a shocking detail. Lee's mother, Ruth, called the police the day before Lee's birthday, when she was a child. The date? Another 14th. Haunted by this revelation, Lee visits Ruth to confront her about what happened on that night years ago. Ruth, ever cryptic, responds, "You were never meant to grow up. I kept everything." She gestures to a collection of Lee's childhood belongings, stored away like artifacts from a forgotten time. Among the items, Lee finds a photograph she took as a child, a Polaroid capturing Longlegs during their first encounter. This chilling image becomes the key to locating him. Finding Longlegs. The photograph leads the FBI to a rural town where Longlegs had recently been spotted. His demeanor is calm, almost welcoming, as he raises his hands in surrender. Longlegs is brought to FBI headquarters for interrogation. Seated across from Lee, his presence is oppressive. He greets her with a haunting rendition of "Happy Birthday," his voice slow and deliberate. The song takes on a sinister tone, each word dripping with malice. When Lee presses him for information, he avoids direct answers, speaking instead in riddles. "I'll be free. I'll be everywhere," Lee Harper asks. "Now who is the man downstairs?" Longlegs replies, "Why don't you ask your mommy?" Lee, confused, tries to get more information until Longlegs says,
"Hail Satan."
Without warning, Longlegs begins smashing his head against the table over and over. Lee is stunned. She backs away, screaming at him to stop. He finally does, but he is gone. Blood splatter everywhere. The case is at a dead end again, but Lee has one more person to question. Determined to uncover the truth, Lee and a colleague return to her childhood home to confront Ruth. As Lee searches the house, her colleague remains outside. Moments later, a shotgun blast pierces the air. Rushing out, Lee finds her colleague dead, Ruth standing over the body with the weapon. Ruth doesn't flee. Instead, she points the shotgun at a doll resembling young Lee. "This was the only way," she says before pulling the trigger. The doll shatters. A black mist can be seen exiting the shattered remains of the doll's head. This causes Lee to pass out, as if there was some kind of connection between her and the doll. Through flashbacks and Ruth's narration, We learn that she struck a deal with Longlegs to spare Lee. As part of the pact, Ruth distributed the cursed dolls, unknowingly perpetuating his ritualistic murders. She believed this was the only way to protect her daughter. Lee awakens and realizes Ruth's plan to continue Longlegs' work and deliver a doll to Ruby's house for her birthday. Lee receives a phone call. She's late for Ruby's birthday. Realizing the danger, she rushes to Carter's home but arrives too late. Ruth has already delivered the doll. The family is in a trance as Carter sends Anna to the kitchen for a knife. Moments later, screams erupt, and Carter emerges, bloodied, intent on finishing the ritual. In the chaos, Lee shoots Carter twice, stopping him. Ruth, enraged, tries to attack Lee, accusing her of ruining everything. Lee fires one final shot, killing her mother and breaking the cycle. As the dust settles, Lee attempts to destroy the doll but finds her gun empty. She and Ruby leave the house, though the shadow of Longlegs' influence lingers. The film closes with a haunting image of Longlegs in his cell, moments before his death. His final words,
"Hail Satan,"
echo as he blows a mocking kiss to the audience. The lingering question remains, is Lee truly free from his influence? Or has the darkness already taken root? Longlegs delves into themes of generational trauma, moral compromise, and the thin line between protection and destruction. Ruth's actions, driven by love, ultimately perpetuated a cycle of violence. Lee's journey represents the fight to break free from inherited darkness, even at great personal cost. Thank you for joining me on this dark journey. Until next time, may your dreams remain free of shadows, and may your steps always stay far from the long legs of the night.